Just like my debate partner started off saying, we are arguing against the government being able to collect and use metadata. So, metadata collection, or modern metadata collection, started in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks with the introduction of the Patriot Act. I'm pretty sure most of us are quite knowledgeable and aware of what the Patriot Act does. And for those who don't, and the Patriot Act, at least in the terms of metadata, it allows the government and of agencies to be able and be more equipped at fighting terrorism in the digital realm by allowing law enforcement to wiretap and surveil people who are suspected to be potential threats or terrorists. This use of metadata is constitutional, since under US Constitution, the government can only collect personal information when they have a reason to believe that a certain individual or a group, organization, is planning out to carry something illegal. Now, the agency in charge of collecting this metadata is called the NSA, or the National Security Agency. They believe they were believed to just be, collect metadata from those who were potential threats. But in 2013, a man by the name of Edward Snowden revealed to the public what was actually going on. He showed how unconstitutional the NSA was being when it came to collecting and using metadata. He revealed to the public that the NSA was actually capable of simply tapping into any device, any phone, as well as other social medias and looking at call logs, registries, and other things, as well as email that were sent by that individual. Just like my debate partner said, a lot of information can be deducted from a person by just this simple thingies. So it is clear to see how this is a breach of privacy of the American people. Now, although the public was more aware of what was actually going on with the NSA, in 2015, more legislation was passed to increase the powers of surveillance, since it renewed some of the expired segments of the Patriot Act by allowing government to be able to surveil more calls. And if we look at numbers, this becomes quite relevant because in 2017 alone, government was able to surveil over 500 million calls, which is 3 times more than they actually did surveil in 2016. This was thanks to their partnership with Verizon, who gave them more storage capacity as well as wider network. Now, this raises a question that my debate partner rose. Should private companies be allowed and be trusted with this type of information? We don't think so. Anyway, there's many people who will say that metadata collection does not really affect any individual, since unless you're a terrorist or a potential threat, there's no reason for you to be worried. And while to an extent, one could live with that peace of mind, why will the government be able and should be allowed to collect such amounts of information from us without us knowing? Because for the most part, we didn't know. And if we remember, during the middle of the pandemic, during May, government was actually trying to pass more legislation to be able to look at or search histories online as well as our calls. So we can see how all of this is a breach of privacy. And if we recall, laws that are set today or were set 100 years ago are still being recalled today. So laws that are going to be set today regarding metadata could be used in the future to give the government more power when it comes to looking at information and collecting our information, completely destroying privacy. So this is why we're against metadata, because if we don't stop it now, it's just going to continue. And our phones, which have more information about ourselves than we actually do, are supposed to be an extension of us. But if the government keeps just, spying on us this way, identity is going to be lost. And if we recall the book 1984, it is possible that in a scenario like that could be reached if we don't stop government collecting metadata now. Thank you.